Well, so much for that.
What happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
Let's try it again. I don't know. Our intro went. Uh-oh. So you know what?
The thrill of
I will not go out like that. Hold on.
All right. I'm not holding on.
Are you right? Let me pull something up here.
Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
All right.
Presto.
I'm not. It doesn't matter. Let's just start the show.
So
start the show.
So what were we talking about before you tried to go live?
So we could jump right into it. It's we got enough going on this show tonight. We probably could do without the intro. We got a lot going here. So first, I want to still touch on from what we were talking about last week with the center project, the $15 million plus cement park with plastic benches that they put there, but they have nice grass around there, right down the center, that is turned into a dog park. And this really has to be addressed. I mean, do people want to have their kids playing in that grass? Because that's what it was built for, right, Todd?
I mean,
a gathering place.
It's a gathering area. Yeah, that's what it's built for, right? To hang out, to have people in the traffic, in the center, to create more foot traffic, right? To build more of a community around its center. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm for the concept.
Yeah.
And I think no city project ever goes perfect. So I can grant you those two things. We should change out those tables. We should actually try to put down some type of actual grass in the middle there.
Yeah. Or at least half of it.
You know, the fact of the matter is your attention's actually, you know, so I sat, it's funny when you had pointed out we had coffee that day. The other day, I was leaning back to looking at the Samuels building. So back to the building behind me, right? And my eyes kept getting drawn to the Samuels wall, the blue tops and the Samuels wall. And those are kind of the two most unattractive things over there, as far as I can tell. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm for maybe trying to change that around and make it better if we can, and even if we got to put fake grass in the middle there. But the dogs, to your point, the dogs peeing there. Look, I'm a dog person. I know you are a dog person. We can't have, if we're going to be expecting people to sit there, hang out and eat, and the kids play around and run around there. You can't have dogs go in the bathroom there. They got to do something about that.
Yeah. I mean, so we found out during the whole chicken debacle that the Board of Health severely screwed up, that dog feces actually is more harmful to people than chicken coops. So regardless, so they spent $15 million on that spot down the center. Now, to go back to your point, I just had more turf added to my, I'm just going to say it. I got the 6-hole putting green that I had put in my backyard. Well, I had a patio there too, and I just had it covered, right? That whole patio. So it's like rough now, like you putt out of the rough, right?
Wait, the patio's your rough?
So I had, it's like an L shape around my pool, right?
Yep.
So I had one section that was pavers put down. I have the bar there, the grill, the whole thing. And then where that ends is where the putting green began, right? So I just said, well, I got 3 different surfaces here. So I just had them come in and lay down some more AstroTurf. It's good stuff, right? Because it's not cheap anymore. It's not like the stuff you buy at Home Depot. They could do that in the center.
Yep.
Easily. In one section, they could actually expand the contour of that wall where the real grass is and make that more green space. But to have kids walking around there or playing around there, and I did see people with their kids there, and they're just playing in dog pee. And the people from the Somerset Ave, I watched 3 of them go that way. Came out in the morning. It was early in the morning, right? We met at like what, 7:30 or something, right?
Yep.
For coffee. and they were already out there with their dogs. You actually showed up. There were two of them there.
Yep.
With their dogs, peed on the grass, did their thing, and then, went their separate ways. One of them went over to the Somerset. So why is there not a no dogs allowed sign on that thing? You got Ingleside Park. Do the extra 100 yards to Ingleside. Even do it right in front of the old junior high. They're not doing anything with it anyways.
Hey, if you're going to keep that, if it goes to open space, which, look, I'm not opposed to that either.
Really should.
It could make a huge area there for dogs to go to the bathroom.
That's what I've been saying. That whole space there can be incorporated with Ingleside Park. You could have a dog park in there. Doesn't have to be a huge one. Dog park, trees, park benches. I'm telling you, a fountain. A fountain is just something about that in the summer. Brings families around in the evening with their kids. I saw it in downtown Boston, right around the waterfront. There's a spot where those fountains go up. I got a beautiful picture of kids, had to be 50 of them, playing around that thing. The town could do something like that, and it actually adds to the value of being in the town. You don't need John Munson wants this micro unit motel hotel. That shit is just going to hurt Winthrop. I'm telling you. From an outside looking in now, it's going to hurt the town.
So, and when you say that, in what way? What's your concern?
More traffic. Sorry about this. It's just going to create more traffic. It's going to be a little more chaotic down the center. There's already no parking there, right? I mean, okay, understanding that it brings tournaments in. They could do something else. There's enough places on the outskirts of Winthrop that could house for hockey tournaments. That's up to the rink.
I think the rink could do your thing without the hotel, but I'm just wondering because remember, people don't want to rent cars anymore. This young generation would love to Uber from the airport to someplace and get out and get in their hotel and then walk to the dining.
Good point. Good point. So what is the problem with downtown Boston in Uber? Even Logan Airport, they have a separate area for Ubers now. Uber and Lyft, right?
It's not convenient over there.
They said that in downtown Boston, on any given day, on a busy day, there could be, like they said, something like 20,000 or more, 30,000 Uber trips in and out of that city.
Yep.
That's continuous traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So Uber's coming in and out of Winthrop. It's already enough that people use them, right? So you had a hotel there. That's just adding to it. It's, every grain of sand you put on the scale moves the scale. Eventually the scale will tip.
Right. Okay. So fair enough. But remember, it's coming into Winthrop and then leaving, not driving around Winthrop, not commuting every day to work. So if they stay for the weekend, you're getting a couple of days of them without a car, right?
Yeah, but you get the traffic. Traffic's bad enough coming in and out of Winthrop.
Oh, so my only argument, my only pushback on that is, we got the traffic now. What else are we going to do?
You can minimize the traffic and not put a spot that's going to add to the traffic.
Well, it's already so bad.
I know.
Out of Winthrop, and it's all day now.
I know.
And it's for whatever reason, right? Maybe there's no traffic one day, and then someone breaks down. The lights are broken. There's an accident. Whatever. Something's always causing a freaking problem getting out of that city, that town. Not town.
Well, look at the work they did on Revere Street that caused the rerouting through the center housing. I mean, the Highlands.
I mean, it's thank God for remote work. Honestly.
Yes. Well, yeah. So I think, again, green space, trees, dog park, fountain, make it more functional for the people that already live here.
Yeah.
I think the people in Waldemar and Pauline would really appreciate it. And Waldemar, which is right down the street from it, right? Is it Waldemar?
So it's funny, yeah.
Waldemar runs to the left of it. Then you got what, Palmyra? That goes by that little park there.
And then when you get down a little further, it's not Ingleside, but it intersects with Ingleside.
Yeah, I'm sure those residents would be extremely happy to not have a hotel. And like I said, you could line the front of Pauline Street with 50 parking spots, 40, 30. And people just walk right through it, right into the center. Literally 120 seconds. You know what I mean?
Did you drive through Revere while you were here? Like with any frequency?
Couple times.
What did you think?
It's always crazy going over to Suffolk Downs, number one. That's always the thing. And then let me see, we went down Revere Beach, and it's just crowded, man. It's just very, and it's not appealing either. It's really not. There is no consistency or continuity to that place.
So you went to the beach, right?
I went by the beach, yeah.
You saw those new developments, the condos that were back there where Danny's used to be, and the surf and that whole little strip.
Yeah,
there,
I've
right?
seen, yeah.
Okay. Does that not have the look and feel of like Chernobyl?
Dude, I don't know what construction companies or builders are thinking today, but there's a place near me, and I tell my wife, I said it's like they built this thing, and it's one of these smart condos. Like every condo unit is wired, like Google and Amazon, and you just talk to your apartment, and it's like the gulag. That's what I call it. It's just so. I mean, it's so tacky and ugly. I thought the old building that they put up there, the giant projects, I call them projects on the beach.
Good God.
Hideous looking. It's just, these don't make the place look any better.
That structure you just brought up is like a futuristic prison. You start stacking up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. It's horrible. So yeah, so the town needs to put some rules down to the place. The $15 million plus investment is now it's a bathroom for the local dogs. Good use there, Winthrop. Good use. Get on it. Fix it.
Well, I guess if you speak up to the person and their pet, you might expect to get a little pushback.
Well, somebody I told you that last week. That happened to somebody I know. They told me the story that they said, "Hey, why are you letting your dog stand there?" And the dude looked right at him and, pardon my language, I try my best not to swear on the show, but this dude looked at him and said, "Who the fuck are you? I'll do whatever I want and I'll come back." So, yeah, pushback. Nice. In the wrong way, in the wrong manner,
Yep.
And this person was just trying to make a point like, hey, there's kids come here, people come here. Not a dog park.
I mean, if you see, it's even worse if you see kids running around in there and you're letting your dog go to the bathroom right near them, It's like, come on, take your dog.
But most dog owners are like, they're crazy. They're
true.
Just freaking crazy. Their dog is like superior to people. The dog can do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's true.
And it makes no sense. Now, that's not all of them, but it's a large majority of them. So, moving on from that, let's pick up from the chicken debacle. There's more drama with the Board of Health. Bill the Shill Schmidt issued his first violation. And
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can we talk about the fact, I want to bring this point up now because I think it's a good way for us to frame this whole thing, to point to the utter ridiculousness of this person's motives. You can go back to the meeting where I was there, Vasily was there, Lane and
Jack Dowd.
Jack Dowd, yep. And you can hear Bill say several times, he talked about how he had very little to no enforcement capability. And this act, his newest regulation, is still steaming from the hot ink on the press, and he's out writing his first violation. So does that not mean he's been a resource the entire time to enforce this?
He would say, we don't have the resources for that. But he made it a point on day one.
Yeah.
This petty little man, this narcissistic,
really crazy.
Narcissistic, misogynistic, egomaniac little man. He's a little man. This is his only purpose that he does this. Day one, he went out himself to write this. If this isn't local government going after a taxpayer, a private citizen who stood up for his rights, who stood up for himself, to the mighty Bill Schmidt. if you don't know Bill Schmidt, if you're watching this and you've never seen Bill Schmidt, I'm going to pull something up, Todd. Allow me to kind of.
Yeah, please. If you
Go
you have a
off.
picture of the doc from
No.
Back to the Future?
I know. I'm gonna bring up an old clip. This guy is as cringe as it gets. This guy is as petty.
Listen to you is as cringe. I love it.
He is as it gets. Now, this is from a past episode where this guy just really, he's an embarrassment. I don't know how the town council president or anyone lets this guy continue to do his job. He's incompetent. He's absolutely his overreach is out of his purview, but they let him get away with it. So here's a clip of Bill the Shill Schmidt at his finest. At his finest.
Very cringy.
Yeah, it's kind of cringeworthy.
Yeah. This is an old
Hopefully it can
episode.
be heard.
Let's see. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead, and I'm gonna hit play.
Jean Holgerson, member here.
Great. So we're all here. I didn't recognize you, Miriam. Looks like your hair is different.
No, it's parted in the middle.
Oh,
It looks
Makes a
nice.
big difference.
no, it looks good. Looks good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It just looks different. Maybe you look better on camera. Oftentimes, some people look better on camera. Some people don't.
Well, you've seen me in person, so you know.
Right.
No, but what I'm saying is,
I think it looks lighter. I think your hair looks lighter.
yeah, thinner people look. I mean,
that's
you
good.
probably know this.
He doesn't know when to
tends
stop.
make people look heavier.
Right.
So if you're thin, you're made for TV because it reflects well on people who are thin.
Uh-huh.
So that probably benefits you, Miriam.
Okay.
Since I can lose it 2 times. Okay. So initially,
Yeah. So
This guy, right? This guy. That's Bill the Shill Schmidt at his best. That's an official meeting. That's a Board of Health meeting. He doesn't Zoom anymore, by the way. I guess he won't Zoom the Board of Health meetings anymore because he got caught in 4K, as they say.
Yes, he got caught in 4K.
And a number of times. Then the last time was when he had the public speaking part of his meeting, and he continually interrupted you, Vasily, Kurt Millar, Jack Dowd, Lane. Yeah, he embarrassed and totally pooped on the other 2 women that are on the Board of Health with them. They can deny it, but it's right there to see. He shushed one of them, right? Yeah. I mean, and they sit there and they take this and they vote with him. You know, it's amazing. It really is amazing. But this is what we're about to show. This is his citation. This is the citation that the head of the Board of Health.
This is the piece de resistance.
It's almost
this man's work.
This could be hard to top. This
Yeah.
could be hard to top. So I'm going to pull up. He gave Vasily Malios.
Yeah, Vasily Malios. I have I brought the ticket up to the top of the ticket. So you can see from the top down reading. And you just let me know where you want me to go.
So first of all, the first thing I noticed about this, now I was in law enforcement for 32 years, right? So I might know a thing or two about filling out one of these things. Right? First thing you notice is look at the writing. It's doubled and tripled up. Like he made a mistake and then the carbon, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's look at Bill. It's double B's. Why is it like that? Did he write it like on the wrong piece of paper? I don't know. I don't know how this happened, right?
We need a handwriting expert. Maybe it's an autistic thing.
I don't know. So the name that of the violator is John Ciotis and Vasily Malios, right?
Yeah.
So it was 9:50 in the morning. 9:50 in the morning. Let's see. Was this What day was the 4th? Was that Friday?
So Friday,
Or Thursday?
It was Thursday. It was, yep.
So he did this on a Thursday morning at 9:50 in the morning. Like he had his coffee, he got his ticket book, and he was ready to go. Like he was waiting for this.
Yeah, he couldn't wait to get out the house.
Could not wait. This petty little man, this pathetic man. As you saw, he looks like, well, he kind of looks like the Gollum too. He's a cross between what did he say? The professor from
Doc.
Back to the Future and Gollum, right?
Jim Ignatowski from
Jim
Tax.
Ignatowski and Gollum. So he goes out. He is gonna get Vasily for his chicken violation. He's a man on a mission. So you see where it says violation, right? So
Right here.
scroll down. Yep, scroll down. So he stops right there. Stop right there. So it says violation, keeping chickens without a permit. He doesn't put the code, right?
Oh, right here, yep.
Doesn't put the code in there. Doesn't write anything. Just writes violation, keeping. So what code is it? What is the code and verse, right? What does it fall under? You got up here, you got alarms, starting from the bottom, removal of snow, health or safety, rubbish. It's, what is this? He just writes, he doesn't even know what the law, what the ordinance is. So this is stupid. Then he writes subtotal $50, total amount $50. And look, you can see that the fives are doubled and tripled up, right?
Yep.
But this is the best. This is the best. Signed it, right? So if you're looking at it it's the violator's copy, right? This is Vasily's copy. So it says within 21 days, you must do one of the following: pay the fine, return this violation with a check or money order payable to the town of Winthrop by mail or in person during regular business hours to the town of Winthrop enforcement clerk, 1 Metcalf Square, blah, 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 right? Then it says the second box that the violator has an option. See, we have options as people that are being given citations. You hear it all the time. You get a traffic ticket. You can pay the ticket, or you don't have to sign it, or you can dispute the ticket. It's whatever you want to do. So the second box is dispute the violation. Sign the bottom of this violation and return it by mail or in person. Who signed it? Bill the Shill signed it. He signed it. This moron, this buffoon.
Do you remember Officer Dibbles from Top Cat?
Top Cat. Officer Dibble.
He's Officer
Oh
Dibbles.
my God. He signed this. Like, he doesn't even know how to give out a violation. But he was so anxious because Vasily dared to buck him at a public meeting. He dared to stand up to the all-powerful Bill the Shill Schmidt, head of the Board of Health Department in Winthrop. How could you do that to me? I'm going to get you. He's a petty little man. And this proves it. So this, my friend, this violation, it's null and void.
Exactly.
This is null and void. This ticket gets Vasily doesn't have to do anything with it, because if they try to call him, he says, I had nowhere to sign.
Yeah, I couldn't dispute it.
I couldn't dispute it because I had nowhere to sign it. Bring that to court, and the judge is going to say, you're right. I don't care what the Winthrop people in the Winthrop town hall think, or they say he can take this to court, and the judge is going to say, I know for a fact because I've seen it happen. This is all wrong right here. And there's no code and verse in this violation. This guy is a complete buffoon.
We look like so Officer Dibbles was so happy to go out and write his first ticket.
Didn't
Like,
know how
all
to
right,
do it.
all right. So let's take it. Let's stop for a second.
Okay.
Let's devil's advocate here for a minute. What are the odds this isn't personal? Like, how can we look at this and come to the conclusion that this is
1%? There's 1% odds, or 1% chance. 1% chance that this is not personal. 1%. That's my take on it.
I mean, if we want to talk about inappropriate behavior, I'd have to say that this is it, right? Like, I mean, come on, put all the rest of this aside for a minute. The ink is still drying on the ordinance. He needs time. He was given a permit under the old policy.
Right.
The new policy just got approved a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You got to give the guy some runway before you start writing him. I mean, that's what makes me think this is personal, because he said it's not personal at all, but it's been personal from the jump. You know, Vasily mentioned some texts in the meeting that night, and I had
to break those out.
Yeah, I had the I had an opportunity to look at a couple of them, and I'll just say, Bill has been very, very inappropriate, and I think, this is a reflection on two people now. Phil Boncory for appointing him, and Jim Lettieri for keeping him. And I want to.
So in Jim's defense, I agree with you. I do agree with you. But in Jim's defense, I don't think he's had any information given to him by anybody to show that Bill Schmidt is inept and not fit for duty. It's like President Biden would be a better Board of Health guy than Bill Schmidt. I gotta say, Biden is more mentally out than this guy.
You are the crypt. You are hailing to the crypt keeper.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Yeah.
But okay. That's a little stretch. All right. I'll backtrack on that. That's a stretch, but it's close. It's a close call.
I was gonna say
it's not a coin
far
flip.
Off. I mean, because their afflictions are different, but they lead to the same outcome of incompetence. Really, I mean, what more can you say?
So I guess Vasily has a meeting with the town manager and the town council president. And really? Listen, Vasily is nobody's fool, man.
Nope.
He's already proved that. He is nobody's fool. This kid has no give up in him. And God bless him. Good for him. Stand up to your local government if you think they're doing you wrong. And this guy, Bill the Shill Schmidt, is doing Vasily wrong. And it is personal. And it started from the day he went over to his house for a visit, and then the next day went to his office and typed up a new ordinance because he didn't like what he saw. I mean, listen, this is all circumstantial evidence, but even in a court case, enough circumstantial evidence is enough proof, if you know what I mean.
Agreed, yeah. I mean, it
just starts to add up and add up and add up, and it just becomes so. There's another side note to this guy's pettiness. This little man syndrome, right? This guy who has no other purpose, but his whole purpose is to be the head of the Board of Health in Winthrop, right? Because without it, he's nobody. He really is a nobody. He's just another face in the crowd.
Right.
Maybe even less, if you ask me. But
right. Yep.
So one other person, well, a number of people stood up to him at that last Board of Health meeting. Yourself, Kurt Millar, Jack Dowd, plus Vasily, Lane, right? Lane Petrie. So one of those people was at the town council meeting the other night. Jack Dowd was at the town council meeting the other night, and public speaking, public
comment
part came up. He stood up and he called out Councilman Munson, John Munson, for now. This is just from what was said in a nutshell, saying John Munson's having illegal kind of meetings because it's meet the counselors or talk with the counselors meeting at the Oddfellow building. Now, I don't know. I think the Oddfellow building is not supposed to host those things, but I think he has an office in there, so I don't know if that's a loophole. But it's supposed to have no government affiliation or something to that effect. But that's not the point here. So Mr. Dowd says, you've had these meetings and you didn't announce them. Well, Bill Schmidt stands up immediately and contradicts Jack Dowd. And he's buddy with Munson too. But he saw an opportunity to slight another person that stood up to him and dared to challenge him at the Board of Health meeting, right? And come to find out, evidently, okay, they might have announced 2 of them, but I think there was 4 meetings. This is, now don't take this, take this with a grain of salt. This is the rumor zone, but evidently John Munson might have had 4 meetings and only 2 got announced over at the Oddfellow building. And it's really, he throws it out there very, like, I don't know, in the transcript for one day or something, 1 week. And however it works out, but it shows that Bill, Todd, you're on his list, buddy. Kurt's on his list. Yeah, well, he's gone after 2 of them. 2 of you guys. You and Kurt, watch your back.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. We haven't been hit yet.
He's coming for you, buddy.
Yeah.
You'll get a violation. Kurt's gonna get a violation.
Bill, come check out my illegal chicken coop.
Yeah.
I have 15 chickens, and I'm gonna have 30 by the end of the week.
Dude, I will have to say though, somebody wrote, Vasily put his stuff on Winthrop Loves Chickens, and he put it out there about this whole thing. And one of the comments I think was the funniest thing I saw so far, or in a while. And it was about the number of chickens, and someone said, "Let me know when you're serving the veal palm or the chicken palm." I thought it was just a good comeback.
Free range chicken palm coming
Yeah,
out.
let me know when you're going to be serving the chicken palm. So, moving on from that guy is a disaster. And we're not done with Bill the Shill. We'll pull up more video of him, and he's going to be brought into light. But evidently, Bill likes this stuff because narcissists like all attention, bad or good. They feed off it because they're getting the attention that the narcissist really craves.
Well, he should come on then, and he can get more.
Oh, like we always say, you probably got a better chance of getting Julia Pringles Wallace on this show than him at this point. Well, and that's never going to happen.
No, that's just not in the cards.
There is a list. We already know that people, we don't even ask, don't even bother. Although we've always treated everybody respectfully. No one has ever gotten ambushed, right? We're always professional with them.
Every time.
Yep. No one has ever gotten yelled at, got into an argument with. Hey, look, we don't agree with John Munson, but look at the episode that he was on. He got treated with nothing but respect.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
So, anyways, moving to this last week, I put up a graphic. Can you pull that graphic up, Todd, of the Center Business District? I didn't. Hold
on, I gotta find it.
Yeah, this was a jumble of papers that was given to me. It was a FOIA request.
Yeah, you sent it to me. It was a graphic.
It should be in the PDF that I sent you earlier.
Let's see here.
It should be the last page of the PDF.
Oh, you mean the one that I have up now?
Yeah, I sent you in the PDF. Should, like I said, be the last page.
Oh, yeah.
Scroll all the way down. Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So I showed this, there you go. I showed this graphic last week, and I didn't title it right because, like I said, someone had given me a FOIA. There was a FOIA request, and they gave me a copy of it in regards to the town manager's emails with a company that was going to do surveys for Winthrop to see what they're going to do with the Center Business District and possibly, I guess, with the middle school, the old middle school in this whole area. So in the, you'll see at the top, this Center Business District, this is zoning. I don't know if this is official, cuts right across in between Home Plate and the Diamond on Ingleside Park.
Yep.
Now, I had seen a Facebook in a group, a Facebook comment from it was 38 weeks ago. So this thing has been lingering out there, right? And it said, somebody had said, well, how come it's cutting in front of the baseball diamond, cutting through the baseball diamond? And Julia Pringles Wallace made the comment, well, that doesn't really mean anything we're not going to use that. Basically trying to just gaslight it, right? And the person's response was, but if a developer gets his hands on this zoning, he can do whatever he wants with it. Right?
If this represents actual boundary lines or property lines, of course, this 10-foot setbacks. Now he can build on Walden Street, Pauline Street.
Yeah. So I don't know what. So now we can pull this down. So these emails that were from Tim Bennett from Grady Consulting and town manager Tony Marino. So now you're going to see, as I did these, make it a bigger screen, and let me see if I can get us bottom. So you'll see on the side I wrote, like, it's pretty archaic. If you scroll down, Todd, see I wrote one and circle it. Now I got 39 pages, and 18 of them or 19 of them were redundant. Nothing was in any order. So I had to basically go through 39 pages, and it's front and back, and check timestamps. That's why you see all these crossouts, and I had to kind of piece it together. So up at the top, you'll see on page 1 that I had. So if you scroll back down, there you go. So thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. So the first email says, hi, Tony. Thanks for forwarding the plan and answers to my questions. I will get to work on a proposal for this later this week and finish it up with Darren when he gets back from vacation next week. Regards, Tim. That's Timothy Bennett from Grady Consulting, civil engineers, land surveyors, landscape architects, and they're out of Kingston, Mass. So go to the next page, Todd. I had to label this one 1A because it got too crazy. 1A and 2.
2 is up here.
So, yeah, so 1A, it always starts from the bottom and then the response is at the top. That's what I found out about this. So, hi, Tony. I'm working on the proposal. This was dated December 7th, 2022. That original one was dated October 18th, 2022. So we go into December. Hi, Tony. This is 1A. I'm working on a proposal and should have it to you early next week. Sorry for the delay. Tony Marino, the town manager, replies, following up on this, can you let me know what the price will be and what your schedule looks like? Thanks. Okay. So now we move on to the next page, which will be 3 at the bottom of the page, which is actually in what I received was page 31.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So the actual pages that came from the FOIA, somebody done them in order, and this was page 31. So that goes to show you. So it says from Tony Marino to Darren Grady, hey, did you forget about me? Please let me know if you can get me a price for the land survey for my old middle school. I need to get moving on this project. Thanks. Oh, okay. So he's doing something. He's got something going on. So the response would be on number 4. Actually, I just drew up the attached figure. Does the yellow line cover the limits of what you wanted surveyed? I'm assuming this is the graphic that we showed earlier, right?
Yep.
I wasn't sure if I should go all the way around the old high school and include Wheelock Street and Waldemar Ave. Right?
Yep.
So let's go down to 5. The response was from Tony Marino on January 31st at 4:25. I marked the additional survey area in white on this plan. It extends your lines that are in yellow. Why would he do that?
It's an excellent question.
Why would he extend the lines? Does he have, listen, these are just layman's questions. I don't know anything about this stuff. But it sounds to me like he extended the lines. Tony Marino extended the lines to the boundaries that were already there. Again, I marked the additional survey area in white on this plan. It extends your lines that are in yellow. Now, of course, we get a black and white copy. Thanks, and let me know if you have any questions. So then we go to page 6. Or number 6, which is actually page 24. It's a mess. There you go.
Right there.
Scrolling. Keep scrolling. Let me see. Number 6. Yeah, that would be the one. So scroll up a little. So here we go. It says go down a little bit where that question mark is. As I wrote, it says, "Hi, Tony. Attached is our proposal for the existing conditions survey of the school site on 151 Pauline Street. Thanks for your patience and let me know if you have any questions." So for the existing conditions survey. Now, I don't know if that means the white lines or the yellow lines. Again,
Well,
this is a FOIA, so
Let me
what's
just
that,
do,
Todd?
let me just do something real quick. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
man. Yeah, yeah.
So where were the yellow lines? Because these are Tony's white lines, right?
Yeah, so it's a black and white. So maybe if you look at this, raise that up a little more. Let me make it bigger on the screen. So I think bring it up a little more, scroll it up. So look right here. How can I explain this? See where the middle school is
Right here.
on the left-hand side?
Yeah. Can you
So
see
you
my
got-
pointer? No.
Yeah, there you go. See that? See the white line. Go to the right of the white line. You see that line that goes right across the corner of the roof of the middle school? This black line? Go down a little more. Down, scroll down.
Oh.
You're going up. Go down.
I can't go
No,
down.
scroll your arrow down.
Oh.
Right there. Your arrow's right on top of it. See that black line to the right of your arrow?
Right here. Yep.
I think that's the yellow line because if you kind of follow it, you can see
Yeah. Right.
where,
Yeah.
and then it cuts to the right, right?
Yeah. And it's
And
right
keep
here.
going to the right, and keep going, and then it cuts right there. See, he extended it to the baseball field.
Okay. So maybe they're planning on doing a domain take. An eminent
You can't
domain
because
take.
this is green space. This is covered by law, by state law. That's a fact. And next episode next week.
Although, would they do eminent domain take? They own the property with the exception. They own the property with the exception.
But it's
of
it's
the lake,
considered
right?
green space. They can't you can't
take
take green space. It's covered under the law. That Ingleside Park is safe, and we'll really get into that next week because I have more information on that.
Okay.
So they can't do that stuff. So number 7 right there, page 7, page 18, number 7. This was dated February 3rd, 2023 at 1:36. Thanks, Tony. We'll get started on doing what research we can from here, and I expect to be out there to start the field survey either by the end of next week or the following week. Now, this was February 3rd. From what I understand, somebody who's privy to this whole thing or what is paying attention said that they never saw any stakes, any markers, any spray paint, any, that surveyors do, shooting the azimuth or whatever they do, right? Now, maybe they're doing it all, laserish, like or whatever. I think that's what they mentioned in this. But I still think you need some sort of boots on the ground
I would imagine. I mean,
for surveying.
you can't survey land from a picture.
From a satellite, exactly. You have to have boots on the ground, and But okay, so that's we move on to the next page. So this is 8A and B, because this was technically page 11 that I received, right? So 8A, from Tim Bennett, sent on Monday, March 20th at 4:59 p.m. Hi, Tony. I'm heading to Winthrop tomorrow morning with my teammate, Ian McFarland, to start the survey tomorrow morning. I'll be stopping first at the town clerk's office and also the building department to look at their records while Ian will be getting started on the site. We will be conducting the survey with laser scanning, GPS, and total station survey. That pins? Is that
total?
stakes?
Maybe. Is that what total? I mean, right? Yeah. GPS.
Again,
No.
Again, I don't know. Again, I'm not a surveyor. This just so he also says we should be all set, but we might want to run a survey line through the connector between the school and the auditorium if that's possible. Who would I talk to get access? So Tony Marino's reply was, give me a call. He gives his cell number. He says, I believe my assistant Larissa has all the documents you requested here. It was expensive to copy, so I thought you could take the originals, scan what you needed, and bring back when you are done with them. Does that work for you? Okay. All right, give them the originals. It's a company. They're not going to. What if they lost them? Right? What if there was a fire? All that stuff's gone.
See ya.
Little careless there. I don't know. That sounds like a, hey, just take these and bring them back. What if something happened to those documents? I don't think I'm wrong here, right?
Do we have backup? It's a good question.
Well, evidently they can't make copies because they're too expensive.
Well, right, but I mean, like, I don't.
So
mean
there is no copies.
I don't mean microfiche. I mean, like, scanned onto like a CD or backed up electronically somewhere.
Then why not just give them the CD? Know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why give them the originals?
I'm out of options. I have no answers.
I appreciate you being the devil's advocate, my friend. I do, but you just don't give originals away from anything that has to do with land in your town.
No.
You just don't. You're rolling the dice there. Let's see.
This is gonna get spun around like we were shooting the guy in the butt.
Yeah. So let's go.
Whatever.
And he says, terrific. That actually works better for me, that I take the originals. Okay.
Yes, and now I own all your property.
Now I have all the paperwork. Yeah. So go to the next one, 9, that I have covered 9. So, yeah. So this was sent May 26th. I'm going to go with the bottom one first. At 1:35 p.m. from Tim Bennett. It says, hi, Tony. I'm preparing a proposal for 151 Pauline Street, and Darren Grady asked me to contact you directly with a few questions. So these are bullets, right? So I'm assuming these are questions and answers. Let me take this chat overlay down. All right. Did I cut that off, or is that just the right at the very end?
Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I must have cut it off. Yeah. All right. Either way. So it says, bullet statement 1. From what I can tell, the site at 151 Pauline appears to contain the Memorial Auditorium and Gymnasium, in parentheses, which is attached to the Winthrop High School on the 141 Pauline Street parcel, and the Larson Rink. Do I have the correct location? Answer is yes, you have the correct location. Bullet statement number 2, which is where I have a question. Should the survey extend into the adjacent park ball field, say 50 feet or so, in case the project overlaps into that area? Now stop right there. That area is off limits. It's not part of the original survey, but they want to, in case we got to go over a little bit. Why would you go over into green space? Right?
Is that what Chapter 97 Parkland?
I think,
is that
yes.
what that is?
Yes, I believe that's what it is. Yeah. And this is Parkland, right?
Yes, it should overlap, and we have some Chapter 97 Parkland that I need to delineate.
So,
Don't
yes,
know.
it should overlap. This is the town manager making this decision, right?
He's responding to this
Yeah.
email, right?
I'm assuming those are his answers. Bullet statement number 3. Do you know of any existing plans of the site I can use? Response, I would be happy to reach out to whomever have these records, maybe the DPW, or planning department. See attached plan. The only thing we have. Sorry. Right?
Right.
So there's one in here that's, and I can't find it. I don't know why I don't have it. There was a email that basically said the person that originally did the documents died. This was from Tony Marino, this guy, Tim. And this is all we have, and I couldn't get another copy. Or something like that. I'm going to track that down. Like I said, this was very chaotic. When whoever received this. But anyways, we're looking anyway. I was told that anyways is not a word. Do you say anyway or anyways?
I say anyways.
Evidently, that is not
Anyways.
proper grammar.
Guess I'll stop then.
I was
'Cause I don't
corrected
wanna
by
be-
this by my co-host
wanna
of my music podcast. His wife's a teacher.
Oh.
And he proceeded to give me a whole, there is no such thing as anyways. The word is anyway.
You got to tell him that.
The word is anyway. So,
Anyway.
let's get that off the screen. There we go. So, this is all kind of funny, right? Seem a little weird to you that they're extending lines? Again, could be way off on this. Could be way off.
I mean, so they don't have to do an eminent domain take. That's irrelevant. It's parkland. Well, let's just see what Chapter 90 Mass General Law. Mass General Laws 7. Chapter 97, the surveying of land. What is the Article 97? Establishes a right to a clean environment, including its natural, scenic, historical, and aesthetic qualities for the citizens of the Commonwealth. It establishes a right to the clean.
Is that all it says?
No. It declares the conservation of natural resources a public purpose and provides that land or easements subject to Article 97 shall not be used for other purposes or disposed of without a 2/3 roll call vote of the legislature. An act preserving open space in the Commonwealth, also known as the Public Lands Preservation Act, PLPA, established in statute requirements and a process for submission to the legislature of petitions to authorize the use for another purpose or disposition of land subject to Article 97 of the amendments to the Constitution of the Commonwealth. Holy legal mumbo jumbo. Under the act, I mean, basically, it seems you can change the public lands.
Do they have to go to the state level to do it?
I think what it says here, I think the trade, no. I think as long as they stay, well, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Article 97 in the Public Lands Preservation Act is an act to ensure no net loss of protected open space. So if they take away some open space, they're going to have to give it back somewhere else.
That's your take from it?
That's my take from this, from what I did, the 5 seconds I just read, and I'm not going to bore people with any more of it. If they want to read it, you can search it up yourself on mass.gov.
Huh.
Preserving open space. I mean, yeah, also known as the public lands. Establishes authorized. It says 2/3 of the legislature. Our legislature is our local, right?
Town council?
Yep.
So what's that? 2/3 of, what is it, 9 of them?
There's 9 of them. So 6.
Would have to say, take that land. Oh boy. Who wants to sign their name to that?
I mean, unless they mean the state legislature.
I think it's a state thing.
Well, there could be.
I think it's a state thing. So I guess Jeff would have to get involved with that.
Mhm.
You know,
Take
that
land.
baseball field
Take
from the
that
kids.
land.
Who wants to be the politician that agrees to that? Take that
Well,
ballpark
for
away
sure.
from those kids.
For sure, they'd have to replace
Where?
it, right? And where?
Where in
Where?
Winthrop are you gonna? There's nothing left
I mean, I can't. Could you? Is there room to put?
because
well, let's
Ingleside
just go
Park
look at it.
it's already boundaried, right? So when are you going to take a piece of
Yeah.
Ingleside and then give it back to somebody up the Highlands? Like,
Well, you could rejigger the playground area a little bit in the tennis courts potentially. There is that option.
but then you get the people that like the playground and the tennis courts that are going to say, "Hey, why are you taking those away from me?" It's
yeah, we don't have enough
no.
pitches either, but of
You know what? Their best bet: leave that alone. Work around it. Work around it.
well, they can't have the streets either. So this is all a very confusing.
Well, it looks like the
bit
town
of-
manager put that line in there and just kind of gave the street, gave the the half a piece of the home plate. He took home plate away from the baseball field.
and about 20 feet of the pitching
Yeah.
alley.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know. If anybody else knows anything about this and can contribute to it, feel free. Feel free. I should have put the phone number up. Maybe
Yeah,
someone would have called, but
It would-
phone is spotty at best. One thing I can't figure. This thing, it works or it doesn't. I don't know.
Google's involved, isn't it?
No,
Okay.
no, it's just the connection. I don't know.
Oh.
So yeah, man, that's where we're at with that.
Some side note information, I guess, too. I did see in the paper, and I just for general information purposes, the school voted to send their budget to the town, their budget request. They voted for a needs-based budget. What that means in layman's terms is these are the things we want to bring back or expand, right? So not only do they have to figure in inflation and raises, if they want to bring back the arts, music, whatever it is that more languages, maybe they want to extend language from elementary to middle to high school instead of just elementary and then to high school and skip middle school. That would be a needs-based budget versus a level serviced budget where you have the exact same services from the previous year. That would still be an increased budget. And then there's just level funded, which would mean you get the same money you got last year. And, that would be punishment. Like if the town council said you're getting level funded, it would be, the reason would be, I imagine would be because the town council thought they were irresponsible with their budget. But that would never happen. I mean, unless we're in some type of financial emergency, and even then it just doesn't happen. We've been in a few. So
Yeah.
it's either level serviced or
Service based.
yeah, it's either level serviced or needs based funded, as far as I'm concerned. Level funded. Yeah.
So we
Anyway.
talked about speaking of schools, we talked about this I don't know. I think this is episode 80, by the way, buddy.
Jeez.
That's
Did
okay.
I say that?
I've said worse. Yeah, I think this is like episode 80.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
They said we
That's a lot
wouldn't
of
last,
episodes.
my friend. They said we wouldn't last.
Well, the good news is if we go out on our terms now.
We can go out while we're not on top.
Right.
Well, hey, we're the only show in town.
Oh,
Hey, I think we're more informative than the transcript.
well, that's a low bar, but yes, you're correct.
So let me see. There was a board, and someone just sent me a text. There's a board of health meeting this Thursday evening, 6:30 at the Harvey Hearing Room. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
I wonder if it's going to be zoomed. Right?
Yeah, right. Well, what time is it at? Did it say
6:30 on
6:30?
Thursday.
I should be able to make that. I have lacrosse, and then I can
You
go
said
after
LAX.
lacrosse.
I don't know the abbreviation for lacrosse. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell are you doing in LA? Right before the show.
I'm at
I was
LAX.
like, I sent Todd a thing. Oh, hey, I sent you PDF. Da, 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 da. And he's like, I'm at LAX. I'll call you later. I'm like, LAX? What's he doing in California? What the hell? No, lacrosse. Then he called me an idiot, but that's okay. He said lacrosse, you idiot.
Yeah, right. You're putting words in my mouth.
Okay, you thought it.
I might have.
You thought it.
My initial reaction might have been,
What's wrong with him?
he doesn't know what lax is? Who doesn't know what lax is?
So
short for a laxative. I was taking never mind.
Okay, so I got a message. I got a Facebook message this week also. And it said, from a concerned citizen, right? The matter on Fremont Street was resolved. Trash was piled up outside and on the sidewalk. But the trash was picked up by the town, and they said this in capital letters, by the town in town trucks with 4 employees doing the cleanup. I can't help but wonder, who does the homeowner know? Must be the building that on Fremont, right?
I'm assuming this person who's providing this information is suggesting that the town picked up the trash for the Fremont Street
and
project.
This is what they're saying. They're assuming there were no visible stickers indicating they paid for removal. So it wasn't like from, Todd and Scott's trash pickup or, trash removal or anything like that. But they said trash was picked up by the town in 4 town trucks with, or in town trucks with 4 employees doing the cleanup.
Did they send
I
photos?
wish they did, but that's something we might want to look into.
Too.
Why would town employees be cleaning up a private resident's trash?
Maybe they have a license plate for for the vehicle that was there that we can bounce off a town manager and see if it's.
How about if they just asked, did you guys pick up any trash? Did you pick up, asked it to the what is it? What department are they? The DPW. Because we have somebody that says they did. Huh?
When did they say they picked it up?
Let me see. I got this message. I'm gonna have to track it down now. We'll save this for next week. I'm gonna see if I can get any more information on it. But that was a message that was sent to me.
We can.
And also, going back to the Winthrop schools, and I understand that they have not, number one, taken Jacqueline. That book, what was it?
That book's staying.
That's staying. But the book that you recommended to put in, they're not putting it in?
Well, no one has, here's the thing. No one has said no, but no one has taken any action on it. Nobody. It's just being
This
ignored.
is the elementary school.
Yeah.
The grooming, this is the grooming activists, teachers, and administrators doing this.
What was the name of the book that I brought? I can't even remember it now. My Body, My Choice. So my body is me. My body is me.
Yeah.
My body is me. And all I asked was to have it right in the same resource center. I thought it was a much more.
So what can you maybe get in touch with the superintendent, find out if she can see what's going on with that? Or the principal? How about the principal of the elementary school? What's their name?
Oh, that's Miss Pearson. She's leaving. I got to find out who the new guy is.
Is it a guy?
There's a new guy. New guy starting in September.
Todd, what if he doesn't identify as a guy? What is wrong with you? Todd, you should know better. You're in Massachusetts. You cannot assume somebody's gender. How dare you?
On that note, by the way, there is an awesome Joe Rogan episode with Jordan Peterson.
He's the best. Jordan Peterson is the best.
It is a great episode, and it addresses what you just brought up.
He's the best. The guy's brilliant.
Yeah,
undefeated.
He is.
He's undefeated when he debates these morons.
He is. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I should just give her. Gus has the book now.
Okay.
So I don't. I
Yeah.
know what I'll do.
See if we
I know
come
what
up
I'll
with
do.
something for next week.
I mean, something.
Oh, we'll get something out of it. And, and we still have the middle school on the radar,
Yeah, they should be starting to work on. I think they'll be starting to work on.
That dress code got to go.
Yes, the books, the handbooks. Those will come up for approval over the
Yeah,
summer, if
it's
I
over the
remember.
summer.
But
Yep.
they'll start working on them if they haven't already submitted them, because the people in the buildings for the most part don't work
Right.
over the summer.
Right. And that principal is still
In the
the worst
schools.
principal in the history of Winthrop school system.
Middle
The middle school
Middle school?
principal. He's horrible.
He's mad at
Yeah,
me
well,
about it.
he's the one that let the stuff happen underneath him. He's afraid, or he's complacent. Either one. Either sits back and let them do it because he agrees, or he's afraid of them. As far as all this gender, identity stuff, the pronouns, and which in Florida schools now,
Nope.
don't ask a child their pronoun. Don't do it. Best governor in the country. Yeah, just pass law. Leave the kids alone. Basically, that's it. Leave the kids alone.
You think that's what Pink
Well,
Floyd
you know what?
meant?
They were ahead of their time.
Hey, right?
They predicted it just like George Orwell predicted it in 1984. Like today, I know we don't do national politics, but now the Biden administration won't let the New York Post, into his press conference that he was having, because they don't like what they're saying. So now they just
That's
ban
amazing.
major media.
Is it?
But
You
the
know,
Borg,
but
Borg, all agrees. They're all in the same. Conform or be cast out. Song said. Conform or be cast out.
That is
But-
it.
All right, buddy.
All right, Max Headroom. Max Headroom.
Great show.
Max
I
Headroom.
used to love that show.
No one now knows who that is. That's just us.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
all
They
these
don't
young
have
kids
any
know.
idea. Did you know where the name Max
Nothing.
Headroom came from? The guy,
No.
so the guy, as the TV series went, the guy was coming out of a garage. He was being chased or something. And he was on a motorcycle or something, and he hit a sign, or he did something in the garage where it said maximum headroom. That's the last thing he remembered. Then they hook his brain up to the computer,
Max
and this whole, AI, so way ahead of its time, image comes up, and he called himself Max Headroom. That's the last thing he remembered. There you go, buddy. Pop culture. That's it.
Look at
I'm
you
a-
with all more useless information, unless you're on a Jeopardy
I got a
episode.
lot of useless information.
Are you Cliff Clavin in reincarnation?
Well, all right, my
Maybe.
friend. Good show. I
Another
love
good
you,
night.
buddy.
Yeah, another good night.
Good show.
Yeah, you did it. You did it again. You did it again.
No. Listen, you've carried the ball many, many, many episodes. Many episodes.
I told you. Remember, I said a long time ago, are we working ourselves out of work, so to
There's
speak?
always something
You know?
going on in Winthrop.
Yeah, let's find out too about that. I'll find out too about that. I'll see what I can find out about the Fremont.
Yeah, the
Street
Fremont Street in that book. What's going on with the book? Because schools have to stay in focus.
stuff. See vous play.
All right, buddy. Take it out.
Well, yeah, let's go. Let's get out. Let's go home. Let's good night. Right. So remember, everybody. Again, I'm gonna beat it over your head. All politics starts at the local level. It's a lot easier too, by the way. I mean, imagine being able to just walk into a meeting and see the people right there who make all the decisions. It's much easier and sometimes can be more fun. So please stay involved. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with us as long as you have.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like it, share it. If you didn't like it, well, thanks for watching this long. And we will see you next Monday. Unless something comes up, and then it'll be Tuesday. And then if something comes up, then it'll be Thursday. But most likely Monday. All right. See you later, everybody.